How to YouTube. I thought I'd give you guys a bit more of an in-depth look around the paint room and the materials that I'll be using. So you'll hear me refer to a lot of these materials in the videos. So I just thought I'd give you guys a look at some of those things. So through this gun, I've been using the base coat blender. So that is this one here in the Cromax Pro system. That's ready for use, straight out of the can, tip it straight into your gun. We've got the PPS pots, obviously. We've got 3 different sizes, 650, 850, and what are these ones, 400s or something like that. I mix most of my stuff up on the computer. This is a clear coat, so when I say mixing up on the computer, I mean I mix it up on the scales. So this is a clear coat I've been using. It's a VOC clear, so CC 6400. That's an activator. I use that activator in both the clear coat and in the wet on wet primers, or the non-sanding primers. And the performance agent here, that goes into the VOC clear. So clear, hardener, and performance agent. So it's not a reducer, but this is the reducer that I use in the wet on wet primers. If I ever say I've used some activated base coat, that's this one here. And I believe this is just the same as that, but if I wanted to use a bit of fast hardener, which may come in handy later in the winter, like winter is coming soon, so might start using a bit of that, but I may not. I'll see how I go. That's our blending thinner, so that's the AK350. A few other things that we've got. I'll give you a quick look at the computer, and we've got some value shades. So this is where I go ancillary products if I want to mix up any clears, primers, any ancillary products. It's basically just clears and primers that I mix up there, and yeah, that's the system there. It takes time. It probably took a week until I actually know where all the tinters are. And but yeah, basically you got your WB sort of 1 up to 93. They're your solid colors, and from 1001 all the way down to sort of around this area, 1078. They're all your metallics and pearls and stuff like that. So you've got some brightness adjusters, which are just metallic additives to help the metallics stand up, and then you got your bigger, your high volume, your blacks and silvers and stuff like that down here. And you've got these binders that you've got to mix with. So just about every single color will have a binder in there, and sometimes you'll even have these viscosity balancers in there. So that's like thick, so it'll actually thicken the paint up. I've noticed that this is quite thick, so okay, the computer's woken up. So I can mix up my plastic wet on wet here. We're not using that at the moment, we're just using the standard wet on wet. I can click on that, or I could go into the clear coat. These are just in the quick select, but they've got loads and loads of products that I could choose in there. So you've got your wet on wet NS2602, so that's straight out of the can, 2602, and then 2607. So you've got value shades. For every color that you go and mix up, it will have a VS and then a number next to it. So you got VS2 all the way up to 7. Basically these ones in the middle is just 2 mixed with X amount of 7 to make it a different shade of grey. So if I wanted the basically white, it's very close to white. It's a very light grey, and this one's fairly close to black. Sort of a very dark. Got a touch of white in there, it looks like it, but yeah, you can go anywhere in between there. What else have we got? We've got the gun cleaner in here. I'll give you guys a look through how I clean my guns in another video, but one good thing about this place here is that they're not tight asses with materials. As soon as I came in, they just said PPS adapters, we'll give you 1 for each gun. We'll give you brand new air fittings. Absolutely everything I needed I was given, so that was definitely good to get into a good shop with all good materials. So we don't bastardize the system either. Absolutely everything we've got here is Cromax right the way through from the primers. So I believe we've got the sandable primers, which is the LE. I don't do any primer work here, which is good, and the guys that do it do a good job. So if I ever get a little bit of a cut through, see you, Jerry. If I ever get a small cut through or something like that, I'll be using these these little 1K aerosol cans, and they're actually value shaded as well, so you can choose which one you want. I think they've even got some 1K clears and stuff like that. But yeah, and this is actually the old solvent range, the Speed Hacker solvent range. Just using that up just for the sake of, not wasting too much materials, and yeah, occasionally Jerry will do a back panel out here or something. As you can see, we've got the vents over there, and yeah, extraction fans and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a lot cleaner. We've got good bright lights in here, so when I'm color matching and say I'm yeah, having a look at the color, I'll just say the color's in there. When I'm doing a bit of color matching, I'll tip a bit in there and then put your color in, and you can have a look on the stick and see if it's changed it and put it into the right direction. So when I was at that last shop, it was really dark and dingy in the paint room, really hard to see. So yeah, it makes your life a bit harder. But yeah, good to be with a good bunch of real good crew, and yeah, doing pretty good work too. So there's 3 spray booths here. I'll give you a look at them if we get a minute too. But yeah, we've got these color chips as well. So most of the time, unless it's an Australian color, you'll be able to find a color chip there, but we do have the Spectro as well. Sun gun on the house. I'm glad I sold mine because it turns out I'm not really going to be needing it here. And yeah, we've got the Spectro Photometer. Link that up to your computer. I do have other videos on that with the Standox range, but as you can see, it's exactly the same Spectro. I have found it's let me down a few times. I do remember using it with the Standox system. It was a little bit more reliable. But yeah, I like that one. That's not my gun. That's one of the other painters, Lindsay's. That's pretty cool. Limited edition GTI, and I've never actually even seen that air cap, 2000 air cap. He's got some pretty cool guns over here. As he said, I'm a gun slut. He's got his, yeah, he's a SAR lower, so they're 4000. He's got his Segola, GDI Pros, iWaters, just about all the good guns. I think these are the primer guns, but yeah, that's the Filipino guys that do all the priming work. If I ever want to sort of thin down your water base, this is what I'll be using. So it's just, I guess it's just water essentially, but I think they demineralize it or something and double the price. Well, yeah, put a big price tag on it, but this is a true water-based system. If you go glazer it, it basically it starts off as an alcohol base, and then you add the water into it to make yeah, a water. So if I've got a bit of water base coat in there, I won't go straight into there and clean it out with solvent. I'll flush it out with a bit of water, and we've got a hose over the back end there. I'll take you guys around and give you a bit more look around the workshop. Talking too much. So we've got all the 3M stuff here. These are quite good, all the hand sanding sponges. So we've got all the way from 5, 4, 320, 800, wax and grease remover, methylated spirits, 240s, soft, everything, anti-static degreaser, tapes. We've got a big storeroom in there. Absolutely everything you can poke a stick at. And I'll give you a look in this booth. I just finished painting a job here. The Silver Maxima. I think that's the first run I've had since I've been here, and look at the size of it, tiny. I've been using the tack and whack method. You're probably familiar with it from another video. But yeah, so this is probably not the best booth, but you can still get pretty good finishes out of it. Make sure you put a bit of water down on the floor. Some people may say, oh, you got a bit of shit in that. Yeah, should we edit that ass out? Yeah, some people may say you shouldn't put water on the floor if you're spraying waterborne, but this thing blows a gale. There is so much airflow. It's really, yeah, basically not enough time for it to even get back up. Like for the water on the floor to even come back up into your panel, because it's just, bang, goes straight out. And basically by the time you finish painting, it's just about dry anyway if you don't put too much down. Yeah, what else we got? So yeah, we got these, and say if one of the guys is to do some prime ups and he just wants to prime one car up, you've got these curtains that they just pull across, and he's not going to get overspray on everyone else's work. Yeah, you got the 3 extraction fans. Here's a job Linz just did. He was poking his ass into the spray booth just before. This is a good booth. You get really nice finishes out of this booth, and it's a bit more stable, I guess. The other booth sort of overheats and you're forever turning the temp up and down. Yeah, a touch of slight model, but it'll bear up. That one there's just a shadow.
That's mottled
yeah, up. A little bit. Yeah, I noticed a little bit on some of the silvers I've done too. Here's a Corolla bonnet I painted this morning. That's just about off the gun there. That's off the gun, isn't it?
That's good, man. That's OEM.
Yeah.
That's all,
Yeah.
all day long. Beautiful.
Yeah. And this is the other booth. So old mate Jerry's got his booth baking over here. I'll probably better not go in, but that's a long booth, so it's bigger than the other one. It's actually a water floor, so yeah, I'll make sure I'll give you guys a look inside that next time. But yeah, so it's all good. It's a good place to work, good bunch of people, and loving it. All these prime ups, he does definitely put enough primer on. He does good masking, you know, but doesn't even, he does the false edge, but still doesn't even get up there. So yeah, good to be around people that care about the job and care about making tomorrow's work easier. When I first thing I came here, I was given a workstation, and Ryan just gave me a box of each, 320, 400, 500, 800. Yeah, just being given absolutely everything I needed and just really made to feel welcome. So yeah, hopefully I'll stick around here for quite a while, and it goes right from the top, like management and everyone, you know, get a real good vibe. I'm in a good location, as you can see out the back here. This is Surrey Hills in Melbourne's inner east. Right on, there's a train station just here, probably about 15-20 minutes out of the city. It's good to be back home too. Good to be back in Victoria, my hometown. Anything else I could tell you guys about? I think I've covered most of it. Yeah, a couple of people asking about being able to use non-sanding primer over non-sanded e-coat. That I've been assured by the Cromax reps, you can spray that straight over non-sanded e-coat. If it doesn't have that product code on it, I wouldn't trust it unless they looked me in the eye and said it can be done. The way I see it, if they've said that, well then it all lands back on them. Yeah, no worry about any materials. Like, yeah, one of the last places it was just struggle just to get a box of gloves, you know, and your hands are just filthy and drying out and shit like that. I've actually ordered another gun rack, so with a couple of magnets on, I'll yeah, put all my guns up there soon. I wrote a few things down. Where are they? Yep, think I've about covered it all. If you've got any questions, I'll do my best to get back to you. Hope you enjoyed watching this a bit more in-depth tour. Now you've seen this video, get out there and paint some shit. Thanks for watching, and this has been another Gunman production. Goodbye.